Welcome to the recap of the Walking Dead universe. We are here live every week during the show season to discuss the latest episode. You can catch our episode reviews at any time, available on most podcast platforms. Get new and past episodes for free in the app of your choice, including YouTube. For those of you joining us live today, thanks for taking time out of your evening to be here. I am your host, Tamara, and I love a good TV show and a good book. If you'd like to reach out to me, you can find me pretty much everywhere at The Recap Pods. And if you're into books, you can also find me at Shelf Addiction. Joining me is show co-host Lisa. Welcome, Lisa.
Hey, Tamara. Hey, everyone. My name is Lisa Orban. I am an author. I am also the founder of Indies United Publishing House, and I love all things pop culture. So if you would like to connect with me online, you can find me pretty much everywhere at Lisa Orban Author or at Indies United Pub.
So before we dive in, a few quick things. First, we want to hear from you. If you're live, use the YouTube comment section. If you're on the replay, you can still comment or use the SpeakPipe link in the show notes to leave us a voicemail. Second, please hit that subscribe button. Follow us so you never miss an episode. All of the links for both me and Lisa are in the show notes, so you can find us on our socials. And finally, but most importantly, we are laid back in our review style, right, Lisa?
Oh, absolutely, Tamara. This is a conversation, not a dissertation.
Exactly. No scene-by-scene breakdowns here. We jump around, and of course, huge spoiler alert for everything in the world through yesterday's episode. If you're cool with that, this is the place for you, and we should just jump right on in. Okay, Lisa, that never gets old. Listening to us talk, it never gets old. Okay, what'd you think of the episode?
Okay, I had several giggles throughout this entire episode. I enjoyed it.
Okay. I liked it too. It was another good one, another solid entry into the season. I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Want to know what one of my favorite moments is?
Sure.
Is when Daryl looks at Carol straight in the eye and goes, "What they need is a good liar." And luckily we have one of those.
Look, they definitely do have one of those. She is chef's kiss at lying, so no problem.
She kind of looked at him like, I can't argue, but I want to.
I know. Yeah, that was a good one-liner. There was another one at the end where Carol tells the captain that she's like a horny old lady.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah. She's like, no one ever usually calls me a lady. I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
Oh, those words are said, but they're not as nice.
Yeah. Like, alrighty then. Yeah, they had a couple good, one-liners in here, which I enjoyed. It adds some levity to all the things going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just that one with Carol, because you and I have discussed that Carol has been a consummate liar and has been a chameleon for them in the past.
Yeah.
And she's very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when he said that, I'm just like, yeah. No lies detected here.
Exactly. That is the whole truth. And that's funny. I love that though, but let her do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. This episode was actually, the title made sense to me for once.
Yeah.
It was a lot going on here. Honestly, I really liked that when they kind of split up the team. I think I've said that in other episodes before. When we see kind of like two different storylines going side by side, I really enjoy those episodes the most when they're not together all the time.
I mean, and again, I really do like Daryl and Carol together, but it's good to see each of them kind of shine in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so because they don't have to be attached at the hip.
No, they do not. And they are not in this episode, but we do pick up exactly where we left off, which I also like. I like that there was no time, skip or whatever. We just kind of pick up and we see what happened, which was good, which is what I was concerned about last episode, but we got to see.
Yeah. So we found out that, yes, he did find her, and then they found him, and,
quickly.
Yes. It didn't take them long. I mean, honestly, I can't really say that I'm shocked about that because they were in the woods.
Mm,
they're in a truck. There's not many directions left or right that they could have
mhm.
gone.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I mean, that was not a well thought out plan.
No, not at all. They caught him, they dragged Justina back, and
Mhm.
they decided to hang him for some afternoon fun.
Yes.
Like, "Let's just hang him from this bridge and let the walkers get him. Fun times." What the heck?
Well, they were betting on how on the whole thing too, so, they're
Yeah.
having a good time with it.
Yeah, how many times can I hit this rope with this knife before he drops, you know?
Right. I
Like,
could do
"Oh my."
2!
Yeah,
2 times! Yeah.
that was crazy, but he almost got just in the nick of the time, we show up and he's saved, but he looks like he's been worked over pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not in good shape.
No, um yeah, and of course they immediately, since he's who he is and he got beat up and almost killed, he's like immediately down for the rest of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to heal him and all the things. So actually that worked out really perfectly for the dual storytelling.
Mhm. If they can't heal him, they can at least get him drunk.
Shit, if he can wake up to drink. I mean, he's knocked out. Seems like he's unconscious. So I don't know. I don't think I saw him awake outside once they got him back to that room. Was he awake? Did I miss it?
Um, he was not really lucid. He was kind of floating in and out of consciousness, but
Mm,
not to the point where he could really talk or anything.
mm-mm. No. The captain came to see him and yeah, he looked well, I guess he needs to sleep it off. Although the lady was saying the healer lady who is also Justina's what,
Great aunt.
grandmother? She's kinda saying, "Oh, he's in between places or something."
Well, no, I mean, well, wait a minute. That'd probably be her grandmother because that's,
They're siblings. Her parent and his
her
and
uncle's
her
it's
yeah,
her uncle's mother, so,
yeah.
yeah, that would be her grandmother.
Mhm. So I don't know. They seem to say that he wants to go and wants to stay. So he's kind of in limbo himself.
Mhm. And she not so nice either.
No, that woman mean. Like, what is she up to? She come and rat them out immediately. I found this. How did he get it? I'm like, dang, girl.
I mean, look at that face. Look at that
Yeah,
face.
she is not happy at all. She's very like, I don't believe them. How could you believe them? You're an idiot, basically. She's not looking happy at all.
Yeah, that's the cross, schoolmaster look right
Mm-hmm.
there, where you
Mm.
got in trouble.
Yeah. That was interesting. So I did like, although I do think that this story kinda came in second to the stuff that Daryl was doing because he came into contact with some very interesting people
Oh, yeah.
on this episode, and I think yeah, that was very wild when I first saw those people. I'm like, "What is going on with them?" That was so different than anything we've seen before.
Well, as soon as they showed up and I'm looking, I'm like, "Dude, do they have leprosy?"
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
they do. Yeah, and
And
at first I'm like, "What is" I didn't recognize it as leprosy at first. I'm like, "Did they put stuff on their face because 'cause they're in the desert?" I'm like, "What is
yeah.
happening? What is that?" That's cool
Well,
you were able to identify it though.
um, and they even when they were talking about it, they were, like because the English not good, it seemed to be that there was some kind of a battle or something, and I'm wondering if someone let loose the virus to give
Oh,
them leprosy because leprosy is pretty much extinguished at this point.
well, you know what happens when you don't get vaccines for a long time.
There's that too. But, yeah,
So,
because leprosy is transmitted, by touch,
yeah, mhm,
and it's gotta be sustained, long term.
mhm,
But, yeah, the way he was talking about it, it seemed like he was indicating that there had been some kind of a fight between groups.
mhm.
And I could be very wrong on that, but because his English was not good, but that seemed to be what he was trying to convey.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Before Daryl spots this man, he's kinda, like, dozing, like, kinda just daydreaming, half sleep, half awake, you know? It
Mhm.
seems he's
Yeah.
thinking about his childhood again, and I'm still wondering, like, what that payoff is gonna be. What are we gonna see? What is that full scene when we see it? Like, what are they trying to show us?
Nothing good.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
this was a traumatic event. Whatever happened,
mhm,
it was a traumatic event.
mhm,
And it was his older brother telling him to run.
right,
So, we can assume it was his dad.
probably. Yeah, it's gonna be something ridiculous with, a parent acting inappropriate, obviously. But what happens in that moment that's affecting what he's dealing with now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does it tie in? So I hope they make it make sense,
Mhm.
is all when they do show us the scene. Like, how is this affecting him now? And what about revealing this is gonna make him move forward as a character? I would like something to become of that that's worthwhile. Otherwise, why are you wasting our time with it?
Right. I mean, it can't just be him running away and no payoff. There
Mhm.
needs to be something there.
Mhm. I agree. So yeah, he hears this guy, I forgot his name, and he brings him to Aqua and he goes and I'm like, "Dang, Daryl, you greedy. Trying to drink all your water." I
Well,
understand he's thirsty.
yeah, and I don't think he understood that that was all their water.
Yeah, until the leader, I wanna say she might, well, I think the old man's the leader and the other girl's like the helper or something, or
Mhm.
yeah, it seems like she was following his lead a little bit, but, until she said, "Hey, this is it, dude. Don't be drinking all our water." He did calm down, but he was very, "More, more."
Yeah.
Like, dang,
Well, and I get it because I mean, he's been out there wandering around the desert for at least a day.
at least.
So, I guess he didn't get his canteen or anything off the bike before he took off.
Well, when he gave the water, when he first was out there and he saw that man with no eyes,
Mhm.
and I said, "Okay, dude, don't talk to strangers. Stop. Don't talk to strangers. Don't even stop." And I felt bad, like, for saying, "Don't even stop," but it felt creepy and weird.
Yeah.
And then when he gives the man his cantina, I'm like, "You gonna let him drink out of your stuff?" And I'm like, "He's gonna drink it all because he's been out there and he damn near tried till
Mhm.
he yanks it back." Oh my goodness gracious. I
I
don't
will
know.
say I was kinda surprised. I didn't realize there was a desert in Spain.
Me neither.
And it looks like it's pretty big, you know?
Yeah.
And they did film it on location, so, I was listening to the director, they're like, "We were really pleased to find out they had a desert here." So,
I
you
had
know
no clue. That was a surprise to me. So I'm like, but that looked kind of cool. It was great for the scenes, I think. It definitely was, like that one, I think producer said it was like kind of Mad Max feeling.
Mhm.
I would co-sign on that. I do
Well,
think that was feeling like that.
and they were really leaning into that spaghetti western feel,
Mhm.
which I know because you've never watched them, don't but I mean, I saw it with the jacket he's wearing, the scenes that they're having, the even the dialogue, a lot of it is very and some there's a couple of stances that, like, Daryl takes that was very Clint Eastwood from these spaghetti westerns.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you could've you could've put the shots side by side and went, "Oh, look." You know?
Okay. Wow, is that intentional, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
very intentional. And now again, I haven't seen these, and I probably miss things because I saw them a lot, but I saw them as a child, and I haven't really watched them as an adult. But
Mhm.
but I recognized. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I remember," it sparked memory.
Mhm. Okay.
So, for anyone that watches them, it was probably, about as obvious as a slap in the face.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know my grandmother used to watch those every time, and it's just like a memory for me hearing like you talk about them. Every time I would go into her room when we got to her house, I'm like, "Hey, Granny, what you watching?" "Oh my god, not this." "Okay, I'm gonna go to the kitchen and grab something to eat. Bye."
Bye.
I wanna sit down and watch this. No, it was awful. It was on that, I think it used to be called AMC, I think, or Turner Network or something.
TMC. Good.
TMC, there we go, TMC. I'm like, "What is this? She watching this old stuff."
Yep. Okay, but
But
see,
yeah.
I remember watching them. It would have been, well, for us, like WKLRP or something like that, or
Yeah.
KLRP or something out of
Okay.
St. Louis. And,
Uh-huh.
well before, long, long time ago.
Uh.
As a matter of fact,
Wow.
I remember my dad taking me to one of these movies at a drive-in.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's
yeah,
cool.
I'm old. But but yeah, these were, I mean, they're very popular movies, and so, yeah, I am kind of, in a weird way, kind of enjoying that. I didn't
Mhm.
really like the movies as a kid, but it's just kinda neat, to see this kinda take place here.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder why they decided to go this route. Like, I don't know if did they talk about that early on somewhere, like, why they went with this vibe for this season?
I don't know, I mean, again, like all the spaghetti westerns, they came out of Spain,
Mhm.
which was part of the reason they were called spaghetti westerns.
Mm.
Um, but
So maybe it's as simple as that, "Hey, we're going to Spain, so let's do something that is, was rooted there. Let's do a spaghetti western." Maybe
right,
it could be as simple as that.
and,
Hmm.
so, and I think the feel of it, the landscape, it was just very, it was there.
Mhm.
And really, in a lot of ways, Daryl's, and I had noticed this even before this, Daryl's character is in some ways does kind of remind me of those, of the heroes. You know,
Mhm.
the lone gunman that walks into the town, dusty and wearing the sharp serape, and I had noticed that a long time ago, that
Mm.
a lot of those cliches were there with this character anyway.
Okay.
So my guess is they just went, we were already halfway there. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I
So
get that.
why not?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So what else should we talk about? Oh, I guess we
The
can go back and
train.
yes, yes, that train, and he spots the train while he's out there, and that, of course, people see him and they're like, "I want that bike." So that, causes all this, but that train, that is very smart. Whoever thought, "Let's have these dead pull the train for us?"
Mhm.
I mean, that the skill that it would have taken to get them all chained up in just the right formation and then lock them down so they can't run after the horse in the front, the horse and guy in the front. That's really smart. I'm like, "Wow, look at that."
I have noticed that, um, here in Spain, they've been using the walkers in unusual ways or
Mhm.
creative ways,
Mhm.
for defense, for pulling the train, um, more so than we've seen them really do before.
Mhm.
Uh, Although I will say this, they probably could have taken a few hints from, um, uh and my brain just stopped when she walked around with the 2 her brother
Oh,
and cousin
Michonne? Yeah.
from Michonne,
Yeah.
by taking their jaws out.
Mhm.
That probably wouldn't have hurt. But then again, I think they were also looking at the walkers as defense too.
Mhm. Yeah, they definitely are defense. Well, from one side anyway.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know, the back is exposed, but sure, I guess. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, the way they look like they're more chained in rows, so if they stopped,
Mhm.
the walkers could have moved behind to the back of the train too,
Mhm.
down the sides and stuff, so.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mm.
okay, so I'm gonna tell you my other favorite moment
Okay.
was on this train. So we got Daryl, he's breaking in, he's killed all these people, they're in there, all the walkers now are trying to get on the train, and him and the bad guy, they hit each other back to back, and they look at each other like, okay, they continue to kill the walkers, and then when they're all gone, they look, they're like,
They're
okay,
like, let's take a break.
yeah, just 5 minutes. They both just kind of stop and
I just need a couple seconds, couple seconds.
yeah, you know, this just moment of agreement that we're gonna take 5.
And then we're going to continue to pound each other's face in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Again, the comedy, like they had several of those moments, and that was kind of funny.
I had a giggle over that quite a bit, because this was a serious fight. Daryl has just, broken in and wiped out his people, and he's just like, give me 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, it's not lost on me that Daryl ended up killing that guy by drowning him in that dirty bath water. Because I'm like, this guy took their water and he's taking baths. I'm like, this fool taking baths in the
Yeah.
water. Like, it's plentiful.
Mhm.
I'm like, how? Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That
I
was
did
pretty
have
bad.
one moment of irritation, though, over the whole water thing.
What is it?
At the end, when they get the train,
Mm-hmm.
they turn that spigot on, they're just letting water go everywhere.
I
I'm like,
thought
if
about
water
that
is
too.
so precious, hell are
What's
they doing?
happening? I
Why
thought
are
the
they doing that?
same thing. I said, they're just letting the water hit the ground.
What
Is
is
it
wrong with
that
these
much?
people?
Yeah. I thought that same thing. They're all back there slowly putting their canisters and things under there, and the water's just being wasted. Like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Now, I guess because the cistern's filled by like water and or rain and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
in theory, once they get their water back, it will they will get more as they use it.
Mhm.
But again, I still wouldn't have wasted it
I wouldn't
considering
have.
they're in the desert.
Yeah, exactly. That seemed like a bad choice. I guess they were just so excited to have the water back, they weren't thinking.
Yeah, I guess so too. But I would have, if I had been there, I would not have allowed that.
Oh, no. That was crazy talk, especially, like, the leader, "To calm yourselves down. This is water."
Honestly, when I saw the bathtub full of water, I'm like, no, Daryl, don't drown him in the water.
Why'd you say don't drown? Oh, because you thought they could use that water?
They could have used it for like the plants or something.
Ugh, no.
I'm not saying drink it. I'm saying they could have used it to irrigate their
What
plants.
plants? What plants in the
They
desert?
were growing things.
I guess.
I mean, they have to be eating something,
They
and
had
they did have those little, pots and stuff. So I assume they're
it
growing.
looked like oatmeal or something, like some kind of meal-based something or another. I'm like, "It looks like slop almost," Blech.
Gruel.
Yes, gruel.
Yeah.
Like, what was that? I'm like, what are they eating? Nothing with any bite to it. It looks like.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's unfortunate for them. Like, where's the real food? I guess they don't get any out there. Unless you
Well,
want to eat a
yeah.
lizard or something.
Well, Lola's out there, so
Yeah, I'd capture her and cook her.
Lola made it.
Sure would. Yeah, that's so crazy. He was feeding that freaking lizard eyeballs.
Yeah.
What's up with that? So you literally are maiming people to feed your lizard eyeballs.
Which means the guy that we found in the desert had
Mhm.
contributed to Lola's diet.
Yes, he did. That poor guy.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see, you don't have no water, and if only he knew his eyeballs went for a lizard's dinner.
Right.
That
And
is
that
so
I mean,
ugh.
and I mean they do eat meat per se, but I mean they'd be just as happy with spiders or crickets or, you know, things of
Yeah.
that nature.
Or how about cut off someone's, like, I don't know, pinky finger? No one needs that. I that's better than your eyeballs. I mean, my
Okay.
God.
I mean, I'm just saying.
If you gotta cut something off of somebody, like, come on, leave them with their eyes. I don't know. That's just very cruel.
Yes. Well, particularly since apparently he was just maiming them for their eyes and then tossing them out.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a whole new level of just douchey.
Yeah, he shoulda just Like, why leave that guy out there, like, dying of thirst in the desert? Just kill him and put him with the walkers, and then take his eye or take his eyes and then put him with the walkers. I don't know. It seems very cruel to do someone like that. If you're gonna kill, like, just kill them. Like, why would you do that? Let them die slowly in the desert? I don't know.
Cruelty is the point, I guess.
I guess it must be because there's no other reason. Why wouldn't you add them to your little, trove of walkers that are pulling the 2, cabooses or whatever they call what are those called?
The I had it. Well, the caboose is the end.
Yeah,
Train cars.
cars, thank you. I'm like, "What the heck?" I guess here I am trying to think in how not to let people suffer. Just take them out and be done with it.
I'm well, and I think part of it might just be psychological.
Mm,
Because if he takes people's eyes and then just tosses them into the desert, they're gonna, there's a chance, like that guy ran into Daryl, that they'll run into other people and serve as a warning.
yeah. A warning that someone's out here taking eyes, I guess?
Fear.
Oh, well, Daryl's like, "Whatever, dude. Give me my water back. Come outta
Yeah.
here." Oh, yeah. I did like the scene where I guess he had his first interaction with those, the guys riding the bikes, and
Uh-huh.
didn't it kinda feel like a little bit of jousting, but on bikes with
Yes.
guns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Little Mad Max, a little, jousting on bikes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, "What in the world's going on?" But those scenes were really good, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Go Daryl, he has that whole shotgun action down.
Uh-huh.
The whole twirl and reload.
Uh-huh. Very cool. Actually, I liked these kind of scenes more than, like, those big blowing up of, fireball scenes from the other episode. I feel like
Mhm.
these were better to me. The other ones were big and loud, but these I feel like I don't know, I just like them better.
Well, you can keep track of what's going on easier.
Mhm.
It's a little more intimate, I
Mm,
guess. I don't know.
mhm.
That's probably not quite the right word, but,
Yeah. Every interaction here, even though again it was Daryl being Superman and doing everything and taking out all the people, um, but I still enjoyed it better than just a lot of people just fighting. And you
yeah.
can't, yeah, I don't know.
You could follow it better.
Mhm.
It's very straightforward. There's not as much chaos, and there's not like a dozen things happening all over the place. I mean, they split into 2 groups, but that being said, it was easy enough to keep track of things.
Yeah. And heck, he even had the people of that town fighting. He tried his best to communicate what they needed to do, and
Mhm.
they were successful in getting that through to, the whole group. It was probably also because of what's that girl's name? Was it Amaya or I don't know, something. Y'all know I'm bad with people we see one time. But, she helped them understand what they need to do and they did fight. When he brought those
Yeah.
people, they followed him back. They were really smart with it, pulling the things and people were tripping and falling off the bikes and then a couple of 4 shots to the head. Well, the last one
Mhm.
wasn't a headshot, but that whole part I think was really good to me. And then the little girl counting the number of bullets he
1,
had. Yeah.
2.
Yep.
Mhm.
That whole part. I loved it. I really did. It was very good to me.
And
I dare say this was the best episode so far to me.
I did, like I said, I really liked it. There were some great one-liners. There were these, beautiful moments, like, again, time out,"
Yeah.
in the middle
Yeah.
of a fight.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and it was good to see. It was interesting to see the 2 of them, Daryl and Carol being split up, and Carol making the offer.
Oh.
You could come back with us. You know,
She sure did tell him, and, Ohio might be nice. He changed the subject.
yeah. I'm still trying to wrap my head around Ohio because I don't. I mean, I guess I had it firmly planted in my head that they were more East Coast, and Ohio is not.
No, I think I know I thought they were more East Coast as well, but I don't know if that's just because of the other show and it being in New York in proximity of where, Maggie and them were. Maybe we just assumed it was more east.
Well, I mean, I guess because Alexandria I isn't far from, I mean, they were, like, within a day's walk of the ocean, and there was
Yeah,
Oceanside and Hilltop.
right. Yeah.
Um, but oh, Commonwealth is in Ohio,
Okay,
Karina
thanks,
said.
Karina. Mhm.
And
Okay.
that's what I was like, "Well, I guess the Commonwealth could be there." I just didn't think they had gone that far.
Hmm.
Because, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a bit of a trek. And I know they've mentioned it several times, so I'm just like, I don't know. Because I guess I thought the Commonwealth was more like, I don't know, Kentucky,
I
maybe?
don't know. I didn't really know, honestly. I kind of was just I don't think I even thought about it.
Nah. No, that makes sense.
Mm,
It's okay.
they don't go out of their way to tell us where they are, so it's kind of like I don't know, either you pick up on the nuance or you just figure it out because you're in all the fan stuff, or
Right.
'cause I don't think they ever just say. I don't remember them saying.
Yeah, I don't really remember him saying during the show. And like I said,
Mhm.
I know it's been mentioned a couple of times. I mean, because Daryl mentioned it last season, "You could
Mhm.
come back to Ohio with me."
Right.
And when the first time he said that, I'm like, "Why would you be going to Ohio? Do you got another family there? What's going on in Ohio?" And then it dawned on me,
That's
"Oh,
where the
okay."
Commonwealth is. Yeah, that's where everyone is. Yeah, we're all thinking the same thing, like, Ohio? What's in Ohio?
Yeah.
Well, maybe just us because, I don't know, we missed it somehow.
And I guess that would make more sense on why the train would be important
Mhm.
because, going from Ohio to the East Coast is, problematic.
Yeah. Hmm. So, okay, so I know you had, either last episode or the episode before, you had thought that maybe Antonio would leave with Roberto or not Roberto, you said
No.
Justina,
Mhm.
and they would leave with Carol and Daryl. Are you still thinking that after seeing her invite him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. He's you know, he didn't outright say no. He did say, "Well, it didn't work out so good the last time."
Uh-huh. But he has
Um,
2 more episodes to change his mind.
right. And I think I think part of it's gonna depend on what they find out in the next episode.
Mhm.
Um, where Justine is, what's going on, um, that kinda thing. And any more information that, Roberto might have once he's conscious because he kinda spilled the beans a little bit, but he wasn't really giving a lot of information.
Right, well, we
So
got enough to hear that Justina did not voluntarily go
mhm,
like they were led to believe, which
yeah,
was interesting because I couldn't really I guess I okay, so the uncle knew what happened and he just lied and said she chose to go.
mhm, to keep the peace, so to speak.
So how did they find out that they were cheating the system? How did those other people find out that her uncle was cheating the system?
She may have said something inadvertently.
Hmm. Which goes back to what I said, during that episode. I said, I bet he is like purposefully not picking her
Mhm,
name, which is why he's keeping all those ribbons.
yeah.
I
So,
don't know.
him and Justine may have had a fight. She threatened to expose him, and he handed her over because to keep her quiet.
That seems also so stupid to me because you spent all these years keeping her from being taken, and then you're
Mhm.
just going to hand her over
Yeah, but if you
after
think
making a
about it,
promise? I don't know.
if if everyone finds out that he had been gaming the system,
Mhm.
His role there as the leader is probably kaput.
Mhm.
So he made a call, he could save his niece or save himself.
Yeah, I get that. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, Fede isn't a great person, you know? He's already talking about how they're gonna figure out how to, I guess, kinda punish Roberto for his actions.
Mhm.
And of course, now, okay, so I think their lie, so Carol's lie, their lie about Daryl being at the boat, I'm like, "That is the dumbest lie ever. Couldn't you think of something better?"
Yeah,
Because
but where
Fede,
else would Daryl go?
I don't know, but, Fede, of course, he sends a guard to look for the American, bring him
Mhm.
back, because something is off. He
Yeah,
knows it. I wonder what he's gonna do unless no, I wonder what he's gonna do when he sees Daryl's not there.
I don't know. Now, I will say, I don't think he would have sent anyone to look for Daryl, at least not as quickly as he did if it hadn't have been for, good old granny there coming back with the
Yeah,
necklace.
yeah, because he knows that he's lying, and when
Mhm.
he's able to question Roberto better watch it, he might be tortured or something. He might be tortured or something bad happens
Mhm.
to him. 'Cause he's gonna have to tell the truth, and he did see her, and, well, maybe he'll voluntarily tell the truth and tell everyone what, Fede's been up to,
Yeah.
maybe.
As long as he's out in public.
Mhm.
If it's a closed room, he's kinda screwed.
But that supports the case of one of them is gonna die, and it looks like it could be Roberto.
Mhm.
Mm, yeah, that's not gonna work out for them. I feel a little bad for them. But it makes for an interesting story, I gotta say that.
Mhm.
I kinda and I still don't feel like even though Fede isn't great, I don't know, he's not really a villain either.
No, he's not. I mean,
No.
he he's not a terrible ruler, he's not a despot.
Mhm.
He apparently does keep all the chocolate for himself.
Apparently.
Um, but, but he's also not a generous man.
No.
He's pretty selfish, and we've seen that sprinkled throughout since we first were introduced to him.
Mhm.
He's not interested in helping strangers. He's not interested in, you know, putting himself out there.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm pretty sure if one of the other communities that's in this little alliance, you know, called for help, he would probably go, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's always tomorrow, never today.
Right.
And he does want to see his community be safe, but there's a kind of a selfish part to that too, which is he's in that community and he wants to be safe.
Right. Absolutely
So,
right. Yeah.
it's not altruistic.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely got his own motivations for doing things,
Mhm.
not for necessarily the good of the people. Hmm. Maybe
I
a
mean,
little bit, but not fully.
and he's not I mean, compared to some of the others that we've met, he's not a terrible leader. He's not torturing people. He's
I
not
mean, he's not like, taking wives and all that crazy stuff, it could
right.
be way worse.
He doesn't have, anyone that he doesn't have anyone strung up in the, in the common area there to teach someone a lesson.
No,
Um,
he just has them fight with the walkers.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he's not the worst thing ever, but he's definitely in that gray zone.
Yeah. Like I said, he's not a great leader, but he's not terrible. And I guess for, for this, for the apocalypse, that's better than a lot of places we've seen.
Mhm. Although the deal he made for exchanging the girl seems weak at best. So, yeah, you're getting weapons, but you saw what happened when when you got attacked in a serious way, you needed more help than just weapons. Like, yeah, you did have the weapons that ultimately you were able to save yourselves kind of, But would you had if Daryl wasn't there to take out, like, I don't know, 30 people?
Yeah. Well, and Carol took out quite a few as well,
Yeah,
so, yeah, if they hadn't have been there to stem the tide, I don't think they would have won that particular battle.
right. So what are you exchanging for? What kind of protection? What else? Like, that's not I don't know. This doesn't seem quite right. Not quite even.
Yeah. But, I mean, we've seen worse deals, kinda
Hmm.
like, the Bricks had to take with, um, the one community, the one that snatched them all up over in
Mm,
The Walking or, Dead City.
yeah,
So, I mean, these alliances and stuff, most of the alliances really
they're
aren't.
forced, all of them.
Yeah, they're not for the benefit of all.
Yeah.
So, because I think the only one we've really seen that was mutually beneficial was between Alexandria, Oceanside, and Hilltop.
Mhm.
Other than that, all the rest of the alliances all seem to be very much forced at gunpoint.
Mhm. Yeah, it seems like that. Like, this is an alliance, but only because I'm twisting your arm to do it.
Right. Commonwealth did it,
Mhm.
and all the other groups that we've encountered, if they have satellite groups, and that was on Fear the Walking Dead too. When they had those all the groups that they went to that had, like that they took tribute from all the other groups, they were all taking stuff from these smaller groups.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
At least they weren't taking people.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this plays out next week when he finds out Daryl is not at the beach. Because he'll find out pretty quickly.
Mhm.
And he's obviously gonna rush to talk to Antonio about his son probably, or
Mhm.
Carol for lying, "What are you saying? Where's your American friend at?"
Well, I don't know. When we left him, that's where he was going.
Yeah,
Maybe something happened to him along the way, and I should go find out where he is.
she's witty enough to pick that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, if I could come up with it that quickly, I'm sure she could too.
Yeah. I mean, she could just talk a little slower and just, bat her eyes a little bit like, "I really don't know. I thought that's where he was going.
Yeah. That's where he said he was
Maybe
heading.
we should look for him."
Uh-huh. I should probably go find him.
Yeah, yeah. I need some help. Let me get some people to come with me to look. Uh, well, because we know they're gonna get out of there, and we already know, I think the girl's name is Paz. She's
Mhm.
gonna be helping next week, and I was waiting on
Yeah.
that. I'm like, she's always just slinking around the edges of all the scenes. When is she gonna have her.
Her moment.
Yeah.
Next week, apparently.
Yeah, next week. So I'm like, she's always just there, just right on the outskirts of the scene, just like
Mhm.
listening, like, okay, that's a little strange, but okay.
Well, and she I'm pretty sure she would very much like to go after her girlfriend, you
Oh,
know?
no doubt. Yeah, absolutely she would. What else should we tackle? I'm trying to think.
I mean, that pretty much sums it all up. I mean, there
You
was
know,
other things that were going on inside and around these things, but that's definitely the highlights.
mhm. I gotta say, for Daryl, who is someone who is like, let's stay out of everything. We're getting out of here as soon as we can. When he decides to help that group get their water back, of course, he wanted the car in exchange, right? It wasn't for
Right.
nothing. But I think he has his limits, and I feel like definitely one of those limits is kids.
Mhm.
And if you get the right cutest kids to like look like they need help, he will help.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh no, a kid. Okay, fine. I'll do it."
Fine.
Right.
Fine. Yeah. You
Right.
got me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to stay uninvolved, but fine. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. And of course, he's got a little trinket from I think the little girl's name is Rosa, I think. I
Mhm.
think. But, so he goes around helping people, especially kids, and they leave a little something with him to remember them by. So he's
Yeah.
got something else tied on his motorcycle now. Um, which is cute. So I guess it's kind of know that's his hard line. If a child is suffering, he'll stop and help for sure.
Well, and we've kinda known that about him for a while.
Yeah.
Um, but, I mean, and even, going after, um, um, Justin Justina, I think initially the only reason why he went was because Carol was gonna go,
Yes.
period, full
Yeah.
stop,
Yeah, she was.
and she would have gone by herself.
Yeah.
So, and he knows that, she's doing okay, but she's not 100%. She's definitely not, "I can do this on my own," you know,
Well, he
ready at
said
this
that to
point.
her. You're not 100. When he said he would go, she's like, "Oh, I'll come too." And he's like, "No, you're going to slow me down. You're not 100%. I'll be faster alone."
Right.
You
And
know,
they need a good liar because they're bad at it,
right.
you know?
I mean, and both of those things are true.
Yeah.
She is not 100%. So it would just be faster for him to take care of it
Mhm.
and, go work your magic.
Yeah. Well,
So,
and even, so he's got the bike, and if he had Carol with him,
hmm
could really put both of them on that bike and make it out of there.
right.
So,
Yeah, it's true. They need a car if it were
mhm.
both of them, because who would want her riding as a backpack? That probably wouldn't be the best idea.
Right.
If they're trying to bring Justina back. I
So,
don't know. Hmm. Okay. I liked the episode. It was good. I had really no complaints, honestly.
no, I didn't either. Like I said, I
Yeah.
really my only complaint was, "Why are you letting the water hit the ground?"
Yeah.
Um, you know, but other than that, that was that was the only moment I had through the whole show,
Mhm.
and I can live with that.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, I feel like in my opinion, this is like one of the best episodes of the season so far. I was fully engaged. So,
Um, yeah,
that says a lot for me. Like I thought last week was pretty good as well, but I think this week is even better than last week. So
yeah,
that gives me high hopes for the last 2 episodes,
yeah.
honestly.
Well, and it was a really nice tight episode,
Mhm.
you know. So I don't think Carol will be meeting up with Daryl next weekend.
No,
Um,
probably not.
but I am kind of wondering if maybe uh her and her little group ends up at the lighthouse
Mhm.
to get away from uh 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 Fredo, Ferdo,
Oh, Fat.
Faraday, Fade,
Mhm.
Fade, whatever, him,
Yeah, whatever.
um, whatever his name is, to
Yeah,
get away from him
yeah.
and whatever, because he's figured out, uh-oh,
Right, right.
they're lying.
Yeah.
So, I'm kinda wondering if there's gonna be them making a mad dash of some kind towards the lighthouse.
Mhm.
And because I do think Carol knows that they would be welcome there, and, the ship's captain is not exactly happy with the whole, taking a girl arrangement anyway.
No, she isn't.
She's not real impressed with that.
No. And she's gonna do whatever she can to kinda help protect,
Roberto.
Roberto. So,
Yeah, she's
you
got a
know
soft spot for him.
right, definitely. So if
Mhm.
there's something she can do to kinda disguise this lie or even, I don't know, prevent them from finding out about the lie, maybe that other guy's about to die
Yeah.
who he sends out there,
Mhm.
"You're not coming back, sir."
It's a damn shame those walkers got him.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't go back and tell somebody something, so
Yeah.
sorry, not sorry. Hmm. Yeah, okay, I'm interested. I'm looking forward to the final 2 episodes. I
Me
can't
too.
believe it's only 2 more. It feels like this season has gone really quickly.
It has, but, I mean, I will say about 90% of the time for this season so far, um, it's been solid.
Mhm.
Uh, not a lot of filler, The few slower moments they had were, kind of like with, Carol watching the movie and, a couple other scenes. They were good to have them in there,
Mhm.
because while they didn't technically move the story along, it gave it some depth.
Yeah, I agree.
And, so nothing nothing too over the top has happened, which is nice. I like that.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
this isn't like an epic war between, 2 cities or anything like we had last season.
Right, which is good because it has to be different.
Right.
But actually, I like the pacing of this season. And I actually like that there's not a ton of episodes, although I saw some viewers saying they wish this was a 15 episode season or something like that. What do you think about that? Would you have liked a longer season?
You know, like maybe 2 extra
Mhm.
wouldn't ha would be nice, maybe
Mhm.
fill some things out a little bit more.
Mhm.
But as long as they keep the pacing like it is in these good tight episodes, I'm fine with it. I'd rather have, um, good solid stories, from week to week rather than, you know, filler episodes, which we got a lot of towards, like, the end of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead.
I mean, sprinkled all throughout Fear and the original show.
Mhm.
Tons of filler episodes.
Ones
Um,
that I mean, they were throwaways.
yeah. Yeah, so I agree with you. I think as long as if they can manage to keep propelling the plot forward and
Mhm.
keeping the story tight, a couple more episodes wouldn't have hurt.
Right.
But if they lose the plot and they start doing stupid stuff, I'd rather have a shorter season.
Yeah. Exactly. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. But I don't think they ever would need 15 episodes. That's just too much. I just heard someone say that. I'm like, 15 episodes? No,
I mean,
that's
it's
too
not like the
much.
old days where where a season was 24 episodes.
Right.
Now it's, you know, 6 to 10.
I mean, this isn't Grey's Anatomy. They're the only ones really pulling that level of episodes in
Yeah.
and for an hour show. I mean, no, barely anyone is doing that. Like network TV is still doing
Right.
it for their dramas, but that's it.
Like I said, I mean, it used to be, 24 episodes were the standard,
Yeah.
long time ago, but and part of it is too is, production standards are higher.
Mhm.
It
Cost more.
it costs more.
Mm.
A season now costs, on par with a movie.
Mhm.
Sometimes an episode can cost on par with a movie. A
Yeah.
couple of, particularly like from, Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
depending on the genre and what's all going on. I mean, they can get with the special effects and the graphics and everything can get really pricey.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
and but truthfully, I'd rather have higher production value and fewer episodes than more episodes and really cheesy, you know,
Yeah, I agree.
presentation.
'Cause it's the technology is good too good now, right?
Yeah,
Like, you cannot take us back to that cheese ball looking stuff. You have to keep upping the ante, and that means more money.
yeah. I mean, there are a few
So,
there are a few exceptions to that. Doctor Who would be one of them. Which again, the production value still has gone up, but they have deliberately kept the cheese value.
yeah. But
Um,
that's kind of, like, on purpose, a
but
quirky
yeah,
kinda
that's on
show.
purpose.
Yeah.
So, but we have higher standards now.
Anything sci-fi and fantasy realm, you can't be doing that. Not really. Like,
Yeah,
especially if you intend to be, like, a serious drama about it.
right.
So, mm-mm.
I
Okay.
mean, if you look at like the original Star Trek and compare it to Strange New Worlds, I mean, they're light years
Mhm.
from each other.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I think I don't have anything else. What do you think?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, I agree. This was a really fun episode to talk about. Thanks to everyone who joined us live. We appreciate you for listening to the entire episode and leaving comments and hanging out. And we'll be back next week. So don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're listening because you don't want to miss the notification, and leave us comments or even a 5-star rating. That would really help us out and help other people find the podcast.
Yes.
So that's it. We'll call it a day and we'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.